Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing Roxy's weekly challenge. It's week number 41, can you believe it already? And another really fun challenge from Rachel. She just keeps coming up with these new ideas, things that most of us would never have thought of doing. But I'm really quite looking forward to having a go at doing this. I just thought I'd show you quickly what I did with the washi tape that we made in the last challenge, which wasn't actually that long ago for me because I did mine rather late. And this is my little pot. I don't know if you can see it. It's a yogurt pot, and I've just covered it with some bit of fabric, bit of lace, made it look pretty so it looks nice sitting on the desk or on my window ledge, which is where I've probably got it most of the time. And all the strips are just standing up in here, so they're ready to grab. Although I think when I start cutting into them and they start getting smaller, this may not be the best solution because they'll start to disappear in the bottom of the pot. So I may have to come up with something else, but I'm sure I can use the pot for something else anyway. Or I'll just have to make more washi tape, won't I? Anyway, so I've gone ahead and done the neutral masterboards that Rachel used. She actually did a couple on camera, but I think it was just to give, you know, an idea of how to do it. And I think that I'm not going to need to recreate that on camera, and I think I'd just get on with making the tags. So I've just got a couple here. This was actually, I don't know if you remember, when I was doing my snippet roll, my long snippet roll for my fairy journal, and I actually glued together some pieces of some book pages. I think it was like that or something, or it might have been, maybe it was like that. Anyway, these were glued together on a long strip so that I could protect my board and work on the snippets. So this has just been sitting over on my other table, and I thought, well, that would make quite a good base for one of these masterboards. And I just cut it in two, not very evenly, obviously, but that doesn't really matter. So I can start using these to make tags. So I think I'll just put that one aside. I don't know if I'll get to doing more than just this one. So I think I need to do it the other way up because the only thing that's directional is this bit of music here, which is that way round. So I'm just going to cut it into tags of different widths, I think. And then I've got another one. If I run out, you know, if I've got more time and I want to do some more, I can go start working on the other sheet. So I'm just going to cut these up. And yeah, it's going to be quite a fun thing to do, I think. Bit unusual to use biro on anything that we make. I don't think I've ever used biro on any of my crafty projects before, so that's something different. But actually it makes sense when you're going to be adding colour to them. So I'm going to cut that there. I'm not really measuring or anything, I'm just going to cut it where I think. Give myself enough room to work on. So I think I've got 5 there. So that may well be enough. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got these. And my initial thought was I want to do a couple of Christmassy ones. As I did some Christmas washi, and I want to do a couple of Christmas tags. So this one has got a little bit of red in it, so I thought maybe I'll start with that and a little bit of music. So I'm going to do that one first. And I'm going to do a mixture of pens and a bit of paint because I don't have a really good red, like a proper Christmas red pen. So I'm going to use my red paint that I used on the washi. I'm going to start off, I think. Now I think what I need to do, I think I'm going to get my little mat. I don't want to start drawing. Get my craft mat out. I don't want to be doing anything on the mat. Hang on, I might just turn it over because I've got oh, that corner's curling up as well. Also I've got corner curling up, so is this one, but not so much. Right, just going to do that. Hope you can still see it okay. And I thought, so I've got 3 different coloured greens, so I'm going to use a bit of this. So I'm kind of taking my inspiration a great deal from what Rachel did with hers. And she started off by doing a little bit of decoration at the bottom of the tag, with doing stripes and whatnot. So I'm just going to do a bit of that. Just going to do a green stripe, and then maybe some green circles. And then a thin stripe. And another wider stripe. Oop, not very straight. Never mind. Just to add a little bit of colour at the bottom there. Now what I want to do for the doodling part, I've only watched her video once, so I can't entirely remember everything that she did, but I'm just going to wing it really. And I'm going to draw some holly leaves. So I think maybe I'll start here. I'm going to do some large holly leaves. And another one here. Interesting, the different papers that are used. Sometimes the pen doesn't work so well, so this is a bit of avocado dyed paper and it struggled a little bit on that. And then I've got to do my berries. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then just do a little bit of a line up the middle. And then she coloured them in, so I've got my nice dark green here. So I'm just going to try see how that turns out. Maybe I'll do the other one, different colour green. As I've got 3 greens, I might use them all. And then I'm going to try and put on a little bit of the washi as well, I think, that I made. It's going to go on here as well. Hopefully there'll be something that I'll actually want to use should I get around to making a Christmas journal this year. I have no idea. I thought, well, if I just make some Christmas ephemera when I have the opportunity, and then that gives me a start. And actually I don't think there's, I've had a little look on Etsy, there are Christmas kits, I think, from previous years, but I haven't seen many new ones out yet. Whether I just haven't looked in the right places. Oh, I was going to use the other one, wasn't I? Maybe I'll just do around the edge of this one and then do the middle with the other colour, which is slightly lighter maybe. That's this one. So this one was called Pine, and this one is called, keep turning, Forest Green. Let's just try to see if that looks any different. It probably doesn't on camera. It does look a little bit different on here. Like being a kid again, isn't it, colouring in? These lovely pens. And the thing is, the pro markers can be a bit tricky to use if you're colouring on thin paper because it just bleeds through to the back. So if you only want it to show on one side, it's not the best to use. But because these are going to be backed and they're already double thickness anyway, it's not going to be a problem on here. And they are really nice to use. Okay. I wonder if I'll put something down the middle of here. Not sure what that difference that's going to make, but and I might do a bit of the dark green down the middle of the other one. Okay. Now I've got to get out my red paint. So it's this one. It's the Delusions acrylic paint, and this is Postbox Red. It's gorgeous. I enjoyed using it the other day, so I thought I'd get it out again to do some red on these tags. And if I do these first, they'll have a time to dry before I need to do anything. What am I looking for? Paintbrush. And water. Yeah, so they'll dry, and then I can come back and do a bit of shaping and probably put a topper on or something. So which colour, which size brush do I need to use? And you store these upside down, which is where the direction of the writing, then they're always ready to go. You don't really have to shake them. I don't know why I did really. I used the slightly bigger one, I think. Got a bit of kitchen towel handy just to blot. And just paint my berries, and look at that gorgeous red colour. Just so rich and luscious. I suppose if I was thinking about it, I ought to leave a little bit of white to suggest a bit of light, I suppose. Not that I've got a clue what I'm doing. Right. There we are. And I quite like that you can still see the bit of music showing through. So these, although it's a really lovely, bright, strong colour, they've got a little translucency to them as well, which is really rather nice. And I thought I might add, I'm just going to put some red in the middle of these green circles. And I might put some more red dots. I've got to try not to get too carried away. I think this is all about having a bit of fun, but at the same time I want them to be usable afterwards. Just go all the way up. I'll probably cut this corner off anyway if I'm going to cut this into a tag shape, but I just thought I'd do that for now. Okay, and then a little bit of washi, I think. So I think I'm going to go for one of my red ones, if I can find a red. So I have red, could be best described as red splodges, and then I've got the red with a sort of snowflakey look. I don't think I mentioned when I was showing you the finished items at the end of the last video that I'd painted this plain red, and then I went over it with a white pen, a white marker. I started doing it with a big white marker, and it stopped working. So I had a few big splodges, and then it stopped working. So I had to get out a thinner one. I think it was a Posca pen, a white Posca pen, and finished it off. And then so I've got big, slightly bigger spots and little tiny spots. But actually, I quite like that effect. So I could use a bit of that. I don't know if I can tear it because the backing on this, I'm probably going to have to cut it. But that's not a problem. And I'll cut it down the middle. I don't want it as wide as that. But I do quite like this. Put that there, or up there. If I put it up there, it might get cut off. Maybe there. Bit there, bit there. Just cut a little bit. So if I could do a little bit there, maybe a little bit up here or down here. It's too much, isn't it, down there? Just looks a bit bare up the top here, that's all I'm thinking. So I will be, maybe if I take off the corners now, then I'll know what I'm working with, won't I? Would make sense. Right. Now, put a little bit up here. Maybe I can just put a little bit there. There? No. Don't want to cover up the and take off the backing. Looks like I haven't taken the tape right to the edge. I'll have to cut that little bit off. I'll put that there and wrap it around. Don't want to cover up on my dot. No, I'm just going to leave it like that, I think. Maybe I'll have another tiny little piece in this corner. That's what I do. Just little pieces as accents. Like that. Here we are. Okay, I think that's... I'm getting the urge to do a little stamping on here, and I haven't planned anything. Just feel like it needs something in the background. Bear with a moment. Okay, I've got my Kaisercraft script and sheet music stamps. So as I've got music on there already, perhaps I'll add just a little bit more. There's always music often goes with Christmas, doesn't it? Let's just not ruin it. middle. Okay, I'm going to stop. You can go too far. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that one. Leave it for the paint to dry, though it doesn't really take very long, but I can see it's still a little bit wet. And then I'll put a little topper on it in a moment. So I'm just going to put this over here. Get the next one. Oop. Need to put a bit more glue on there, I think. No, it's probably not the best glue to use. It'll just make a mess. Bit of art glitter glue is easier to just put a little bit under the edges. If I can get it to come out, here it comes. Right. Oh, prick myself. Oh, no, I need to put this on. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So I want to have a go at doing kind of a poinsettia type shape. I think I'll start with that and then I'll do the other bits around it, I think, because I don't know how it's going to turn out. So I'm just going to do one big circle in the middle. It's a bit scary working with a pen because once you can't rub it out if you make a complete mess of it. And then I don't know that it'll be, I don't know how true to being a poinsettia this is, but probably not at all. But is that? It is either. After all, it is just doodling, and I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Hang on, I don't even know which way is up now. I think that's the way up. Lost track of where I was. Okay. I wonder if I can do another smaller one down here and then join them up. Okay, so if I start here. Right, and then I don't even know if poinsettia have leaves like this. They probably don't. But we're going to have a bit of artistic license, just because it looks a bit weird without a leaf. Okay, so that's our flower. Okay, and so what I want to do, I think colour in the middles. I think poinsettias are usually black in the middle, but I'm going to use brown. And I better do the green bit next. Otherwise I'll be smudging my paint everywhere, won't I? This is very therapeutic. You can lose so much time doing this. Think about what else I'm going to do on this tag. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't need an awful lot more. These are quite small, these tags. Okay. Right, now I'm going to do my bit of painting. Okay. So they may not look particularly poinsettia-ish, but once you paint them red, there's no doubt they're meant to be Christmas flowers. I'm really quite grateful to Rachel for making me try these things, because I would never have thought of doing something like this, or using my paints, using my pens. Just not something I'd ever have thought of doing. She's so modest and she's such a genius, coming up with all these great ideas for new pieces of ephemera for us all to make. And pushing a lot of us out of our comfort zones, I think, at the same time. But that's not a bad thing. Sometimes just to be challenged a little bit to do something you would never have thought of doing on your own. I love it. I always look forward to seeing what she's come up with every week and thinking, oh, how do I make that work for me? What can I use? What have I got that I can use that, maybe if I haven't got the same things she has, what can I use that I can make this challenge work for me? And there's not been many weeks when I haven't been able to join in. I know I've missed a few, but not as many as I thought I might. Right. I wasn't sure whether these back ones should be green, but poinsettia flowers do actually, they are multi-layered, so I think I'll stick with the red. My rather poor attempt to create a beautiful Christmas flower. But drawing is not my forte at all. I think drawing the odd flower is about, and the leaf is about as far as it goes. Can draw the occasional, can draw a butterfly. Maybe that's what I'll do. Don't know. I think I might stick to flowers on my tags. There's only so far I can be pushed out of my comfort zone. In one video, anyway. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'll do the other one. I have no idea how many of these tags I'm going to get done because the painting does take a bit longer than the pens. I think to get the red, paint is necessary. I'm home alone today. Once a week Richard's now going into the office so that they can have a face-to-face meeting and he can just kind of touch base with all his colleagues. He said once is enough, once a week's enough. He doesn't really enjoy the travelling because he has to commute into London. It's not a long commute, he's quite fortunate, he hasn't got to go very far and he hasn't got to use the tube, he can walk to his office when he gets there. But he's got out of the habit, as so many people have, got used to not doing that, and being able to just be at home and sort of please yourself a little bit. I know my youngest daughter finds it more challenging and she finds she's less productive if she goes into the office, and she's only recently started going into her office, and she started this job during lockdown, so she hadn't actually met any of her work colleagues until very recently and had started the job totally from home and is doing very well. But when she did finally go in for a day, she found she was actually achieving less because a lot of her work involves talking to clients on the phone. And it's hard to do that when you've got a room full of people. It's much easier when you're on your own at home. Right, so there's my poinsettias. I'll say that with inverted commas, but I like them. Right, so I need a little bit more. I'm going to use a bit more of my washi. Now, shall I use this bit of the one that I made, put the bits of holly on? Just pop that there, cut it down a little bit more. I ended up cutting half of it off. I just wanted this bit of holly. Right. And I want a little bit of colour at the side. Not that end. That end. Just a little bit of, I don't know what, going up the side. Put my finger in the paint now, haven't I? Looks like it's almost dried, luckily. These acrylic paints do dry pretty quickly. Okay, more like that. And I've got some of these stamped pieces that I made for a previous Roxy's challenge. I was just wondering if I can use any of these. Don't know if any of them will work. Got any any stamped pieces that have got a bit of red, maybe? There's nothing on there. Oops. I've got this number. Could I put that there? Maybe I could. Or I like this little piece. It's just out of a book. There's like a little bit of. I'm going to cut my corners before I go and put something where I'm then going to want to cut it off. Oh, 40 minutes already and I've only made 2. But I love them. And I've really enjoyed making them, so I'm sorry. That's how it's going. I think I like that little piece just there. Just a funny little lendy bit. I think this was a book of sheet music, and this is the front cover, I think, and it was just such a gorgeous colour, and it had this border in the red. So that's what I've used to do some of the stamping. I think I might just pop that down there as well. And then that one will be done. There. Okay, another Christmas one done. Should I make any more? Hang on, let's put these bits back in my box. Oh, believe would have been good, wouldn't it? Believe in Father Christmas or Santa Claus. Maybe I should do another one. Now let's do something non-Christmassy now, in case I don't get to do more than the 3. At least I don't think I'll need to do any more painting. I'll just get the last little bit of paint off here before it dries on totally. Right. Water out the way. Bits of Christmas washi. Okay, next next tag. What have I done with them? Oh, buried under the music, under the... Okay. I think I might just start with a little bit of stamping. A little bit of script stamping just to create a bit more of a background. I'm going to do it with brown, I think. I'll find a brown one. No. Always the last one you look for. It's the one you want. Okay, so just give a little bit of a light background. Okay. Right. That'll do. Right, need to get these Christmassy bits out of the way. Okay. Let's start with a different colour. Can try a bit of purple. Amethyst. I like using this. Oh, I've got a bit of blue on there already, so I think I probably ought to go with blue then. Oh, there's the blue I'm looking for. Because I've got this bit of blue that came off. It's an old envelope. I think it's an old airmail envelope, so that's the other bit. So I thought maybe I should stick with the blue. And this is indigo blue, apparently. So I'm just going to, I think, follow the design. And maybe a little bit here. I'll do the top, a little bit up the side. Okay. Now, I'm going to do more flowers, different flowers. Maybe more of a maybe more of a daisy. It's a bit wibbly wobbly. And down here. I'm getting blue on my hand. Okay, don't really want blue flowers, do I? And then always has trouble on this avocado dyed paper, which unfortunately I think I've used on nearly all of my tags, and it just seems to not always be able to pick up the ink. Alright, so slightly strange flowers, but let's work with it. I want orange and I want gold. So I'm going to use the gold for the centres. When I say gold, it's just a bright gold yellow. It's not gold gold. Ow. Caught myself in the top. Okay. Taking these tops off, you end up with lines of ink all over your hands. So I'm going to have some bright orange daisies. I have no idea whether they come in orange. These are an impression of some sort of flower with lots of petals on it, with no particular identity. I just wanted to do orange flowers. I was a bit sad that the orange didn't come out very well when I was doing the washi tape, when I was making the washi out of the tracing paper. The orange did not come out orange. It came out very pale, ghost of itself really on the tracing paper, which was a bit of a shame. This is a very peculiar looking flower, but never mind. Okay. And I'm going to do the other one the same colour. Could do two different colours, but I think because it's a small tag, you don't want to overload it with lots of different colours, I don't think. Not staying within the lines terribly well, but I don't think it matters, especially if you look like you're meant to do it like that. And go outside the lines on more than one of them, or all of them. Right, nearly done. Don't think I'm going to get another one done. Bit of a shame, although I will probably just carry on going. Now I need to colour in the green bits. I'm going to use this lime green. Is it called lime green? It's called, yeah, lime green. It's actually called lime green, so that's good. It looks like the colour it's supposed to be. You get a different response from different papers to these pens. That's looking a little odd, but never mind. Okay. Alright, now let's use a little bit of my washi. I'm going to add some more of this. This is the, well, it was supposed to be little crosses, but of course they've just turned into little splotches. But I'm going to put that there. Should I put all of it? No, I've got too much. Oops. These are really fun to use though. Very pleased with how these have turned out. Trim that off. Okay, and I really need a very, let's just cut my corners and then we'll know where we are. If I need anything up the top, some sort of label probably. See if I've got anything suitable. I wonder about this frame. Half a frame. Would that look a bit odd? What's that I've got here? I've got this bit of stamped washi type stuff. Another blue bird would go there. Maybe I'll just cut round it a little bit. It'd be quite nice to have a blue bird, have a little bird on there, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think I'll pop that there. I'll get this, I'll use this. As long as he's on, I can just trim off that little bit of the edge. The branch. Okay. Okay. I think that might do. I quite like the idea of putting another, this little. Have I got anything else I could put on there? It's a very big number. Or I could make it a very small number. I'm going to just trim that bit off. I'm going to define the edges with a little bit of ink. Not really ever used numbers very much, but I quite like the look of them when I've seen other people doing it. Yep, I'm going to put that on there. all I'm going to get done today. Perhaps I'll quickly try and do a couple of toppers. There. Okay, so I've got my big bite, and I think on this one I might use the slot punch instead of that. There we are. Slot punch on that one, and then I'm going to do a hole on these ones. Not sure how entirely central that is. Maybe I'll do it this way so I can see where the middle is. Okay, and then those two will need eyelets. Oh, I've got a these star ones don't always work terribly well, do they? I've tried that before. Okay, let's get a copper one and a gold one. I've got it in the right place, yep. Okay, that's that one. And where'd the copper one go? There it is. Put that one on here. Okay. So, they've got their holes. And I've got a bag of sari silk in. So I've got a variety of colours. But I do have red. Lots of red. And lots of luscious green as well. So I'm going to I'm going to put the green on this one. Should I put some blue on this one? I've got something. This, which I might use sitting in my little tray. I'll use that for the blue one, or the blue and orange one. And then I hope I haven't cut them too short. Right, so I'm just going to feed this one through here. Shame you can't get an eyelet that shape, isn't it? Oh no, I don't want to put, I haven't backed these yet, have I? Ha ha. So I can't really, well that was silly, wasn't it? I forgot about the fact that I haven't backed them. I'll just have to back them up to there. Oh well, yeah. I can do that. That's not a big deal. So that's that one. I'll probably staple that one. So that one's going to go green. Yep. Oh, I cut the green one twice and I forgot to do a red one. Oh, silly want a red one on here, don't I? Don't like that endy bit, it's like a seam. Okay. So my usual method feeding these things through is to get my where is it, tweezers. Just grab it. Always works better off than on camera. Okay, I'll come back. I'll get these all tied on and then I'll come back and show you. So here they are. Now they've all got their toppers on. Now I did have a bit of a disaster with this one. As I was pulling the topper through, the whole thing pulled off. It ripped off the top of the tag. So I had to trim it down and recut it. So it's actually a bit smaller than it was. Oh, excuse me. And it made me realise that obviously it just wasn't strong enough. So I have gone ahead and backed all the tags now with some paper that I think it was one of Rachel's coffee dyed papers. It's one of her digitals. So I backed them all, and I was able to back right over the whole tag. So I just cut a hole in the background paper and I went over the whole thing. So I did that. I also cut the piece of sari silk in half lengthways so that it wasn't as thick, and then redid the hole and everything, and you'd never know. But so yeah, so it was definitely worth backing them before I did the toppers. So that's what I've now done. Okay, so there we are. They're done. Really enjoyed doing those. They're so much fun. I've got a couple more to finish, so I might just go and do that now. And do join me again soon for whatever Rachel has in store for us next week. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to it already. Okay, bye for now.